Okay, I'm doing the Cadillac 2007 DTS heated seat not working repair. So I haven't seen a video on this yet, so I thought I'd do my very first video since I've used so many others over the years. So we'll go back to the bench to show you what you're going to need for tools. I did a little research, kind of the pins you're going to need. The connector is this one here. And I'll get up on the part number. I picked this one up the Chevy dealer, but I suggest you buy them all from Mauser. You can get the connector. Here's the 14 gauge pin. There's the part number. And you can get the 12 gauge pin. From Mauser. The pins are 20 cents a piece, and the connectors under $2. You'll pay more for shipping than all your parts. If you buy them at the Chevy dealer, the connector was $6 something and the pins were like $2.50 a piece. And I got on the Chilton library to find out what the pins were all about. So there's that. Pin E is the power in, and on my sister's car that's what burnt and the seats failed. And pin M is the ground, and that's what burnt on my car. Mine was still working, but I checked it out after I looked at hers and decided I'll go ahead and repair it. So, and over here we have what all the wires do. And in this box you have what pins go to which wires. So you can see back on this paper I marked it. There's the part number for the connector. And then for the pins A, B, C, D, G, H, J, K, it's the 110 pin, and for E and M, which is a bigger wire, it's the 13 pin. Now, I didn't know what I was doing, so I bought the 11, 12, and 13 because I did that all before I found the Chilton manual online. And then there's what the black wire, 12 gauge. And then on the Chilton you also have the other connectors that go into that module, but I'm not dealing with that on this video. So I've done one. I put one connector on a wire there. This is the 14 gauge. I'm not going to replace any of those because they all look good on mine, which I'll show you in a little bit. So there we have the connector, the pins, what the pins are doing. You'll need a number 50 Torx to get your seat out. I had to go buy one of those. A couple bucks at Menards. And just a small flat tip to release the pins once you get the connector out. Now on here, on the connector, you'll see that white piece. That white piece slides out the end. So you push that white and it'll slide it out. Unless it's melted, then you'll bust the whole connector up and put a new one on, which I did on my sister's car. My car mostly came out, but my connector was frozen, so I had to replace the connector anyway. And then I'm going to crimp the wire on once I get it ready with the crimper, and I might even solder a little bit to make sure I have a good connection pin to wire. Now in the car, when your heated seats aren't working, to find the module you'll come into the passenger side, and I have a flashlight ready to go in there. Push the seat all the way back and all the way up so you can see underneath. And We'll see what kind of light we have. So you'll see there's a big connector. Don't mess with that yet, because you're just checking to see if your wires are burnt or your connector's burnt. But then you can see these wires up here. That's the ones right there. That's what you're going to take out. And to do that, just stick your hand up in, grab the connector. There's a push, so push it back towards the trunk, the little button, and wiggle and pull. It's hard. And then you can get the connector out and look at it. Now you can see mine's already broken because I pulled it out before and took everything apart and seen it was frozen in there. And then I ordered parts and all that stuff. So that's how you can get out, just to look to see if yours is burnt. If it's not burnt, put it back in, because that's not the problem. You'll see it melted. Alright, we're going to take the headrests off the seat first, because the seat has to come out and the headrest needs to remove to help you move it around the corner. So there's a tiny little hole in the side here. You can see that, where a nail or something like that can go in. I'll push the nail in. At the same time you're pushing the nail in, you push the button on the other side and it should pop right up. Of course not when you want to do it. There. So your little nail goes in this little hole over here, pushing the side button on the other one at the same time, lifts your headrest off. Next we're going to go down to the bottom. There's two covers covering the Torx bolts on each side. So you just take a screwdriver and pry them. I've already loosened them a little bit and get them off. Inside you can see there's two little just clips. They clip into these metal pieces down here. They just pop straight out. Same with this side. Same clip, and then one stayed in. There's a clip down there. So now you have two Torx bolts, one here and then one over here. And that's your T50. You just put it in, and they're pretty hard. First time I took it out, it was hard. So, not too bad now, because I didn't put them back in really hard. And this is just loose, it stays there. Okay, and that's out. Now the chair's loose. The only thing holding the front is it's hooked in two grooves, which will come around the front. I'll show you some more. So in the front, we're going to move the seat all the way back. So you still need power connected to your seat at this point. And all the way up, like earlier. So now there's two more covers in the front that you pop off. They pretty much just slide straight forward once you get them up away from the carpet. Sometimes the carpet holds it in a little bit, and they just slide off. Same with the one over here. Sometimes the carpet gets in the way and they slide off. Now you can unhook that big connector you seen earlier. There it is there. Just pull in. It's hard to see because it's dark out now. But right here's a little black button. Push it in and then pull the white handle back. And that's it. Then over here on the yellow one, slide the red out and then push the little button and pull it out. The little button's right here, and then it slides out. and that releases your power and everything. So now we can move the seat. So to remove the seat, you go back into the back seat. Okay, now you're going to remove the seat, and all it does is tilt forward far enough where you can pull it back. Hey, a pair of sunglasses. So it's released. Now I want to go up in the front again. And then we're just going to tilt the seat like that. See, because your seat belt's still connected and everything. This way you can work right in the car, just as it is. So now you can see, bring the light around, there's that big connector. Here's the connector we're going to be working on, which connects into that box right there. Now, if yours is burnt so bad, maybe your pin inside's burnt. So there's in the Cadillac forum, a guy put on there a pretty good post with pictures how he took that all apart and soldered his wires directly to there. Mine doesn't look too bad, so I'm just going to leave it, put some dielectric grease on it, and hopefully get a better connection than was there before. We'll see. Okay, so now here's our connector we're going to work with. We're going to get it out to where you can work, so if you just reach in and pull it around, then you can get it out here where you can work. We're going to remove this connector and put on this new one right here. So there's the two. So what we're going to do is, there used to be a white piece in there that you pushed out. You can see mine's all missing right now because I busted it when I took it apart before. So once you do that, once the white piece is out, there's little clips in there where you take your little screwdriver you had before, and on the inside you just twist it just a little bit with your flat screwdriver and then pull the wire out. There, that's it. Now of course, before you do any of that, you want to have made a document taking pictures of your wires where they go into the connector, or like I had done before, I drew a picture of it to where all the wires go in that connector. Also earlier I showed you a picture from the Haynes manual, or the Chilton's manual, where it tells where they all go also. So then we just take all them out. Okay, now I got my connector on here now. You can see the wires are all back in. I butt connected this black one, which was the ground wire. It burnt on my pins, and then I taped it back up. Now that's white piece will go in to fill in all of here, and it slides in the end. It can only go one way, so you can't put it the wrong way. So it can only go one way. Now I had a little trouble earlier, so I had to stick a screwdriver between the two wires to wiggle them around to line them pins up properly to let that go in. So if yours is a little tight, do that, then it should just slide right in, and then push it till it locks in. It should lock in, and it'll take a little effort. There. There. Now you can see it on the other side. That's how you push it out to take the one off the old one, and it's nice and flush, and then you can see all your pins are in there now. And then just poke it back through. and then get it up to your... Now I cleaned off my pin that was kind of burnt in there a little bit. It's hard to see, but I cleaned it off a little bit with a little sandpaper up in there, and so it looks pretty good. And now we'll just click that back on right there, and it's in. So now all you do is put your seat back and everything else back together. And here, just to look to where the seat, it just hooks in these grooves in the front. So when you lift it up, tilt it out and then slide it back, it comes out of those grooves. Putting it back is the same. So we'll put the seat back in, we'll connect everything back up, and then see what happens. Okay, we're back. I just put everything back together and went on a test drive. Seats to work, backrest just went in, headrest snaps back in. So you can see all the clips are back. We got heat. Passenger side seems a little warmer than the driver's, but they're both working. So got it back for a while, and we'll see how long it lasts. Thanks for watching.